when should I start applying? That timeline question is one of the most common questions that we get.
The way I kind of see it is a year out, don't apply for positions, because as a contracting company, we can't hold a position that long. But what's really good is to take a look at the different companies you might be interested in, or the areas and what you want to do, and look at what kind of certifications might be required. Because I know for us, there's the different security levels that are required for the IT world, your Security Plus and different ones, depending on that. Making sure you have those, because that can stop you from being hired on a position if you do not have that certification. And just different other ones. And during that year, don't be afraid to reach out to recruiters, start connecting with them, asking them questions, even if it's just about your resume. Because a lot of us, like for myself, being a past veteran, I like to do that for individuals, because coming out, we didn't have that as much at that time. It's really been a lot better now for veterans coming out. But having that, hey, this is what you should put on your resume. Make sure you have all your certifications. Make sure you have your clearance on there. And as you start getting closer, start looking at what's out there. And I would say at about the 3 to 2 month, that's when you start applying. Start looking, start applying to everything that you're interested in, and narrowing your resume to the type of position. I know some individuals will just have the same resume and apply to everything, but you need to see what's in that position. What are some of the key technologies they're looking for, and kind of design that resume for that.
Yeah, you were an intel guy in the Air Force back in the day.
Yep.
I like to use the phrase career intel. Just like there's human intelligence and signals intelligence and all source intelligence, career intelligence. And that year out, when you start doing things like maybe it's your first job fair that you go to when you're a year out, or you start to looking at job postings to understand what it is they're looking for. That's that career intelligence. You can start to gather that information.
Yep.
But 2 to 3 months out is when you can start to actually think about focusing on a specific position. Because we talked in our pre-conversation that the military, that if they want you to be somewhere but you can't go there because the PCS season hasn't started, or you've got to go to a different class, they'll gap the billet, especially for some senior billets. It's like, well, we don't have a master chief, so we'll have some senior chief fill that billet for a few months, and then when the master chief gets here, we'll put the master chief in there, something like that. But in government contracting, they can't do that, because if the person's not there, then GovCIO is not making any money, right? I mean, it's like you can't just leave a position open and just tell everybody else to suck it up,
Exactly. And a lot of times, the government wants somebody there doing the work. So we're trying to fill it as quickly as possible. Sometimes, we do have that availability to wait for somebody, a month, maybe a little longer. But a lot of times you don't have that. So you need to see who's available, what they're looking for. And that can change, especially for the location. I know some of our overseas positions, those, because of everything that has to be done, can take a little bit more time. So if you apply for one of those, you can expect a month or so down the line, then you'll go over to there. Stateside, they're usually wanting to get that filled within 2 to 3 weeks. They have sometimes they can gap a little bit, but not as much.
Yeah.